We're waiting on Jason. You say go. Welcome to the 2022 Gridiron Football All-American Bowl Game. Tonight is the 7-on-7. Obviously, I'm not one of the 7. I don't fit in with these guys. There's a lot of talent up here. So I want to can you guys give these guys a big round of applause real quick? Next, if you're a player or coach of this bowl game, please stand up. Yeah, everybody in the center here. Please give these young men a big round of applause. As some of you may or may not know, 28 of these young men decided to follow the Lord this day. So we're already winning. Give those 28 men a round of applause. Next, is there a Cam Schultz in the house? Please stand up. So this young man today turns 18 years old. So I'd like for everybody to join me and sing this young man happy birthday. Happy birthday. He's trying to get that next level. He's got offers at D1 schools, but he's out there trying to work, still trying to grind. So I just wanted to recognize that young man because he could have been anywhere tonight. So thank you. Next, I want to say something about the 30 junior high young men. I want to thank those guys. They've been working hard all day today. They're probably pretty tired. We ran them pretty hard, parents. So this is the first ever junior high bowl game for them. So give those guys a round of applause. So tonight, the 7-on-7. I've asked these 7 guys here. They've all college players, former college players, stars, Hall of Famers, NFL guys, professional guys. We got an arena guy down here. They all have done an amazing job. With their careers. I've asked them to come up here and I wanted them to share their testimony with you guys. Tonight's event is about empowering these men right here in the center. You know, Gridiron football is not just about getting kids in college. That's our mission. Our mission is to change one life is to change a community. That's what we're about. That's what this thing was founded on. That's what me and Marcus have worked tirelessly over the years to build. So putting a kid in college is great, but not everybody is ready for that level. Some young men may go into the workforce. Some guys, are not college prospects. So our mission is to change one life is to change a community. Because if you change that one life, that next level, that next guy coming up may find redemption. A lot of these young men here today, some come from nothing. Some of these young men come from everything. These young men come from all walks of life, from every race, every background you can think of. Many of them, have worked really hard to get here. Every one of these young men have achieved some stuff in life, like going to school, going to practice, getting everything they can possibly get out of it. They've all had to require 2.8 GPA to be here. So that in itself, while playing high school athletics, is an achievement in itself. So that there's no kid here without an achievement that's lower than a 2.8. They're all, in my opinion, every one of these guys is a college prospect. But the reality is, not everyone's going to go to college. Not every one of them is going to get recruited. That's the reality. And with the way recruiting is nowadays, the chances are getting fewer and the opportunities are getting less. So we want want to change these guys for the future, for what they can achieve tomorrow. So that is our mission. John down here, John McIntosh, is going to be our MC tonight, and he's going to tell you guys more. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? Am I doing okay? Oh, come on. What's up, everybody? Am I doing okay? Oh, come on. Hey, I hope dinner was good tonight, and I'm excited to be here tonight. I really am. I actually have the blessed opportunity to live in the city of Orange Beach, work for the city of Orange Beach, and even play in the city of Orange Beach. I'm the athletic program coordinator here, specifically at the Sportsplex, where you guys were today. I get an opportunity to dibble and dabble a little travel ball, more so youth rec sports there with the city of Orange Beach. In fact, actually just started its first ever football rec season this year. Had a turnout number. We're excited. Football's in the air down here, and we're really excited about it. But I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm excited to properly introduce these seven. Before we came on stage, we just motivated, we just encouraged them to, hey, 7 minutes, you got it. 7 on 7 tonight. I want them to drop the mic. I want to give them everything they've got. Some of them's going to be passionate. Some of them's going to be fire. Some of them's going to have stories. But lean into it. Lean into it. Lean into it. What they say, a nugget of information of what they say may direct your life positively forever. And that's real. I've been there. You've been there. We've been in moments where there's seasons and moments and times where someone said something or we went somewhere that it impacted us greatly. And I believe that tonight can be exactly that. And so I'm really, really, really excited here. In fact, we're going to go ahead and introduce our first guest here. Got the first mic, Mr. Marcus Randall. Randall came to LSU by near Lake Glen Oaks High School. Anybody know where Glen Oaks High School is? Anybody know where Glen Oaks High School is? Some of my Louisiana people. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Marcus is known for throwing the game-winning touchdown against Kentucky in 2022, known as the Bluegrass Miracle. Marcus also went on to win a national championship in 2003 at LSU. He was selected to play for the Tennessee Titans in 2005 and played 3 seasons in the NFL, both for the Titans and the Green Bay Packers. Marcus is currently the head coach for Woodlawn Panthers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He also won multiple state championships as a head coach over the past 13 years. Marcus runs the Randall Passing Academy, where he's trained multiple prospects for Louisiana. Last but not least, Marcus is also the chief operating officer here for Gridiron Football, who's putting this on this week, where he is instrumental in the success of the events, camps, and bowl games just like this. Everybody, put your hands together. Welcome Marcus Randall for the first 7 minutes.
Appreciate you, my man. That was a great introduction right there. But just like he said, I'm Marcus Randall from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Played at LSU, went to Glen Oaks High School. Today I'm going to just talk to you guys about a word called change, man. And you all are living in it right now, and the best thing right now is to be ready for change. I'll just give a story, kind of like my background. Back when I was at Glen Oaks, going through 9th, 10th grade, I played a lot of different positions. Fullback, wide receiver, safety. But my coach came up to me my junior year, and he said, look, a quarterback, I don't know what he's going to do, but I need a guy, and he asked me about playing the quarterback position. I kind of thought I knew why he asked me, because my big brother had been playing quarterback, and a lot of people, followed him, and he did some great things. And so that was the reason why I think he came up to me. But at that time, I had to make a decision to be ready for change, not only for myself, but for my teammates, but for my community, things like that. Moving on, going into college, playing there. Again, I had to get ready for what? Change. Just like you guys are about to have to do. Y'all leaving high school right now. So you'll be moving on. So your life is going to change. And you have to be ready for those things. Growing up, I had guys telling me stuff like that, and I would just pick it back on it one more time. My brother, he introduced me to a book a long time ago called Who Moved My Cheese? And that was what he was basically wanting me to read that for. And I pretty much got that book as I was going into college, about being ready for change. Because that's the only thing that's constant in this world is change. and we're living in it right now. I mean, the same thing that we're doing right now, we weren't doing 10 years ago, or maybe even a year ago now, because things are changing so fast because of technology and things like that. But man, being ready for those things when they come, or being ahead of the game, thinking ahead of the game of what may be coming so you can be prepared for those things. Preparation. A lot of the same things that you use in the sports world, but I'm talking more about life right now. So moving on to college, playing through college, working, and tore my ACL. Again, something changed. Because now I'm not playing the game I love no more. I'm sidelined, I gotta have surgery, I gotta go through a lot of different things to get myself back into the game, a lot of different rehabs, but I had a lot of support as well, man. Some of my teammates, like Webster, came to the training room with me every day because he knew that was something new for me. I had to go through some things. It was a change there. Again, going to college, I'm just talking about changing, and being ready for those. Going to college, parents not there. Something changed. I don't have that person governing me anymore, standing over me, telling me get up, go to class, do your homework, go to study hall. That was a change for me. But, having those things and being ready for that, and obviously seeing people that went there that gave me advice about the things I needed to do to stay ahead of the game, listening to my coaches, listening to the people who they put in front of you, like your academic advisors, all of the different support people, helping you through those changes. But then what happened? It happened again. Another change. Graduate, move on from college, go into the NFL. Again, this is my first time leaving home. I already told you I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Went to LSU, that's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I go off to Tennessee, and now I'm in Tennessee, and again, change. Not only me changing teams, not only me changing, rather than now I'm in a whole different place. First time away from home. So now I gotta lean on a lot of the things that I had to learn growing up, my people skills, how to meet people, how to talk, how to get around, because I don't know anything. It wasn't big to be using Google back then. All that social media, that's now. So you have to get around. You have to do some of those things. But again, being ready for those things is the thing that was able for me to be able to succeed there and move on and be successful there. But I get released from that. So again, another change comes. So I get released, go back home. So now I'm trying to figure it out. I'm already ready for the changes because back in college, I already knew what my purpose was. I had people telling me, man, try to eliminate a lot of the things of looking for pleasures, more so look for purpose. What's your purpose? So around my junior year in college, I knew I wanted to be a coach. So I already started working on those things, and in the time when I was out and I was released from the Titans, I started looking up and working on my certification. Because even though I had graduated, I wasn't certified to be a head coach anywhere. You got to be a certified teacher. You can't just go in there and just say I want to coach. So I was already preparing myself, but then I get another call from Green Bay. So now I'm switching over, because I'm still trying to follow my dream to it well, but I'm ready for what's going to happen after that. So right now, man, being ready for change, choosing your purpose over pleasure. There's going to be a lot of things in this life right here that you guys are going to see that's going to be pleasurable, but it might not be your purpose. So make sure that, and all you guys might not even know your purpose right now, but I would be seeking for my purpose right now. Because when change comes, if I know my purpose, I know my next step. I know what to do next, just like in football, or just like in sports. When they bring a blitz, and I didn't know they would bring a blitz because I practiced it, because I prepared for what changes may have, audibles, that is nothing but changes, what may happen, I could be successful on those plays or in those things, but that's the same thing in life, man. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this, man. Choose your purpose over pleasure. There's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna feel good for your flesh, but it might not be good for you, or might not be where you need to be walking in. It might not be the purpose for your life to be walking in. And I can feel good right now because I know I'm living in my purpose, affecting guys like yourself. I want to always go back to Baton Rouge and be able to coach and coach guys up and giving them all of the things that I felt like I was missing coming up, so they can have a better path moving forward than I had. And I've been successful doing it. I'm glad to be in this field that I'm in right now, and I look forward to doing this for as long as I can do it to be able to help guys like yourself and other guys too as well.
Come on. Give it up to Marcus Randall. Marcus Randall. Come on, you can do better than that. Give it up to Marcus Randall one more time. Change. Know your purpose over pleasure. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Marcus. Moving on now, our second speaker here, we got Eric Randall. Eric Randall is quarterback for Southern University, who led the team to a black college national championship in 1995. In his 4 seasons with Southern, the team won the Southwestern Atlantic Conference Championship twice. And during his time at Southern, he competed with the NFL Hall of Famer QB Steve McNair as one of the best QBs in the conference. Eric is currently the athletic director and head coach at Baker High School and has served as a school administrator for over 20 years, helping kids achieve their dreams. Put your hands together right here for Mr. Eric Randall.
For the introduction, and I'd like to thank you for having us here tonight. And for you guys that's going to perform tomorrow, thank you for having me. You're going to have a testimony, because you're living in your testimony right now. For 28 guys to give their life up to the Lord, I'm so blessed that our parents had us baptized or encouraged us, but you have to make that decision for yourself. Because, at some point, we would want to live to be, invincible to where we'll live forever, but we know that's not going to happen. And leading up into it, that's the same thing that's going to happen to your careers in football. And I think that the reality, when you look at it from all different aspects, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is the village. Who's in your village? The next thing, what's your motivation? And then the last thing, how do you want to be remembered? Because those things have to mean something to you. The first thing we talk about is who's in your village. Of course your parents are there. They're rooting you on, your mom, your dad, your sister, your siblings. You should have a secondary set there too. You should have coaches. You should have teachers, people that you can call upon. Because, I don't even like this crowd of spilled milk, but our father passed, he was a very integral part, along with Gabe and even Tramon. All of us grew up in pretty much the same community. And when you have that village and somebody falls off, you have so many people to catch you. So who's in your village? And I think that you young people, when you have that much notoriety and you have a platform, because I'm sure you have tens of thousands, I don't know about tens of thousands, some of you may have it, but you have at least 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers. You have a platform, and you're building that success story right now, way beyond what we could ever imagine doing. But I've always said that when I hear guys speak, if I can just get one thing out of it, because everything didn't matter to me. But I wanted to make sure I paid attention, because you only get this race one time. And it's beneficial to those individual young people who are ready for, like Marcus was talking about, the changes. Who's ready for the adversity? Because, hey, you wake up tomorrow, you have $1 million in your bank, you didn't deserve it. That's not a problem. But if you had $1,000 there yesterday, and it's not there today or the next day, then that's a major issue. So who's in your village? You should be designing that. You should be coming up with those individuals, which teachers you can rely on. And then you say that you want to go to college, you want to play in the NFL. You have to have that third level of people in your village. And basically, this is something that I didn't think of it this way, but this is what people around me, I always listen to those guys that are around me, all of my coaches. Who are your trainers? Who are you training with? How often are you working out? Gabe can tell you on Saturday mornings, we didn't have our parents to go out there with us. We didn't have an example of who's going to college. His brother and another young man, 2 other guys, were the first guys from our high school to go to college on scholarship. So we didn't have a major example. Those guys were our first example that year. But then in our village, we would have to wake up on Saturday mornings in my career game. Saturday morning, we put the water together. We go out and we throw the football. We work on our routes. We work on our coverages. We work on our timing. So who's in your village? On those three levels. What's your motivation? What motivation you to get up and run all of those laps? Do you realize how many laps we've all ran? And by the time you guys finish, you probably ran more than we have. But what's your motivation? What's your motivation? My motivation was to get a degree from that institution. Because if I made it to the NFL, I thought I was good enough to make it. But I was one of those guys, gentlemen, that did not make it. But because I knew what he said, purpose. All those people in my village talked about purpose. They talked about the air going out of the ball. What's next? That last name on the back of that jersey means more than anything in the world. I know coaches want to say the front of it, and I'm with you, coaches. I got it. But when you come from that household, that mom and dad are so proud of you to be here today, to do the things you're doing, to go to the academic award shows. I mean, you know, when you pass out the awards. These are the things that you have to start thinking about because the air is going out. So what's your motivation? Mine was to get that degree. And to coach young guys, to be inspiration in their life. Then I needed a little bit more money. That's what me and Coach CJ were talking about. So you go get another degree. Because you can read, you can write. If you can pass that ACT, SAT, and do well on that examination, there's nothing you can't do. You can pick up that outside blitz. You can roll coverages. You can make calls from the sideline, coaching with all these different cards and numbers. You're smart. You're powerful beyond measure. And you have to be able to use that in another facet. Because you're going to work on that job a heck of a lot longer than you're going to play football when you look at all the years that you played. When you really look at it, guys, you have to make this thing make sense. Right now. Because you have that platform. The last thing is, how do you want to be remembered? I talk about it. You know, anybody know what an epitaph is? Any young guy? Oh, I know the older folks. You better have one ready. We all. It's what they put on your gravesite. Here lies a great father. Here lies an awesome mother. Here lies a loving grandparents. What are they going to say about you in all three phases of life? What kind of person was he or she? What kind of student was he or she? Because guys, I tell you, I don't know, I should say all of them. I tell you that, but you have the right to pick the right young lady. I used to tell my daughter all the time, you better make sure he can read and write. And use mine as an example. Better make sure he can read and write. When he gets to the house, he's going to read the Bible. And I want him to call out the words of that Bible. I want him to have some knowledge. Why, Daddy? He's cute. Pop, pop, pop. That's crazy. You're putting DNA together, people. Mendel's law, we're putting all that together now. So you're powerful beyond measure up here because I know what you can do out here and the dedication that you have with all of these different things. How do you want to be remembered? You're right in that. I always want to come back and speak like this, and I appreciate this, Andy, for this opportunity to look in these young people's faces, realistic about the things that you've done. You've done great, and you're going to continue to do great things. You're going to be father. I'm a grandfather now. I can't even believe it. So I look forward to seeing you gentlemen play tomorrow, and I look forward to meeting all the parents. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope I've said something to enrich your life.
Come on, come on. Put your hands together. Awesome. And I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. A lot of tweetable information right here that you can type down. You got cell phones. You got notes. I got half a page already just from Eric and just from Marcus. I'm ready to roll. But what we got next, Coach CJ. Coach CJ is in the house right here from Woodville, Mississippi. Several state records for football and track while he was in high school. Coach CJ attended the Naval Academy. Thank you for your service. Played wide receiver. He later played for the Kansas City Chiefs between 1974 and 1975. He played for the CFL and the Ottawa Rough Riders from 1980 and 1982. In 2012, Coach was selected for the Mississippi High School Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Coach. Selected into the Minor League Hall of Fame in 2004 for his 40 years as a football coach and has won 7 world championships for coaching. Give it up for Coach CJ.
First of all, I want to thank Andy for the opportunity to be able to speak. I mean, you know, I have a long legacy, but I want to speak on success, guys. Through my legacy, I'm out of Woodville, Mississippi. Some of y'all probably don't even know where it's at. It's a little small town, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about it's not where you're from. It's not where you're from. I don't care how big the town is, how small the town is. You gotta be able to represent. Represent where you're from. Because when I was at the Naval Academy, I'll never forget, I was an honor guard. And had a couple of guys that was at the academy with me, And they were saying they was from Chicago. They were from New York. They're from all these big places. And I told them where I was from. They said, where is that at? So I said, if I tell you, you're not going to know. So I told them I was from Natchez, Mississippi. Everybody can look up and find Natchez, you can't find Woodville. Again, guys, it's not where you're from. It's not the place. It's you. Your success relies in you. My number one person to help me to achieve success was God. When Andy told me that these guys accepted Christ today, guys, all y'all should. There's no better person that I can represent, or I will want to represent, other than God. I'm going to tell you why I say that. In 2020, I got the COVID. I didn't know what COVID was. I heard people talking about it. I only knew that this many people died. This many people went to the hospital. It was a whole story about the COVID, what happened. Okay. I ended up catching the COVID. I go to the doctor one morning for a urine infection. I go there and they check me out. The lady told me, while we got you here, we're going to go over there and give you a chest x-ray. They gave me a chest x-ray, and I got the results back. She said, we're going to call you and let you know what the results is. As soon as I got home, about 35, 40 minutes I was home, the phone rang. My wife come told me, say, CJ, they want you to come back to the hospital. So I said, come back to the hospital for what? I go back to the hospital. They brought me in an ambulance. I knew, because my wife had already set up there, got in the ambulance, they was flying with me. I didn't know what was going on. So when I got to the hospital, the nurse said, we're going to check your lung for pneumonia. You might have pneumonia. Because I was having problems breathing and didn't know why. So the lady came back and said, Mr. Maiden, you don't have pneumonia. She said, well, let me check you for COVID. I'm like, what the world is COVID? They went on and ran the test, stuck that thing down my nose. You lot of young guys probably don't know what it is. Stuck it down my nose, came back and told me, Mr. Junior, you got COVID. We're going to rush you through the emergency room. I'm like, what? You know, so they rushed to the emergency room, guys. You go to the emergency room. I stayed in 8 weeks in the hospital. 8 weeks. On a ventilator, 9 days. God, my success in my career has came through God. I was raised in a godly family. My mother, grandmother, and grandfather were churchgoers. Every Sunday we got to go to church. Every Sunday you got to go to church. All right? You ain't had no choice. No choice but yours. My success comes through God, guys. And I'm going to tell you guys, if y'all want to be successful in life, you want to have a role model, whether you're playing professional football, I did all that, played at every level, coached at every level. But my success comes through God. And if y'all can grab hold of God's hand, hang on to his hand, don't let it go. He's going to lead you places you never think you would go. He's going to help you with things that you never thought you would get help with. You got to lean and depend on him. You got to trust him. Like you come out there to play football, you trust the coaches. We trust all our coaches. I had great coaches in my career. Great coaches. You trust all the coaches, you just trust God. If you trust God, God is the best coach that I know. He coached my team all the way from Mississippi through the Naval Academy, to Canada, to Kansas City, all over the place. But my success came through God. And I'll always remember and I always respond to God. All you young guys out there, fellas, I'm going to tell y'all, if you want to be successful, whether it's football, whether it's life, everyday job, I don't care what it is, you want to be successful, trust God to the fullest, and he'll give you the fullest. I know he gave me the fullest. He's still giving me the fullest. And as long as I can have breath in my body, I can look out and see all y'all shiny eyes. God, that's what Coach CJ lives for. I live to make y'all happy. I live to make sure y'all are successful. And you be successful, and you can be that way, but you got to trust the right people. You got to follow the right people. A lot of guys want to be in with the in crowd. You want to hang with these guys, bad guys. You want to hang with the guys that, God, life is here today, gone tomorrow. But if you trust in God, you don't worry. See, I don't worry about here today, gone tomorrow. I don't worry about life. Because I already know God has already promised me. CJ, if you keep doing what you're doing, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And God, I'm going to leave this with you guys. Remember, respect your parents. Trust your parents. Trust the people that you've been successful with. And I'm going to leave this. God's the only person I know that you can trust, and he ain't going to tell nobody. He ain't going to tell nobody. You just trust him, and he's going to lead you where you need to go. Again, Andy, thank you. I appreciate you doing a beautiful job. What you're doing, ruining these young people. Thank you all.
Come on, give it up for CJ. Preach. Love, Coach CJ. Next up, Tramon Douglas. Tramon Douglas attended Glen Oaks High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He attended the Grambling State University in 2000 and then 2003, and then broke Jerry Rice Longtime single record, receiving record for the Southern Atlantic Conference with
Swag.
That's swag. Rather get that abbreviation. That's right. Sorry, swag conference with 1,704 yards and 18 TDs. When he graduated from Grambling, he left the university as the all-time leader in every receiving category, which still stands today. Tramon is and was a free agent after college and signed for the Tennessee and with the Tennessee Titans, where he played for one season. Coach Douglas is currently the offensive coordinator at for the Woodlawn Panthers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Without further ado, let's welcome to the stage Coach Douglas.
What's up, everybody? I know we got 7 people for 7 minutes, and last time I checked my math, and 7 of us on the middle, man. So, you know, with this generation, we can't sit that long without looking at our phones or falling asleep. So we're gonna wake it up a little bit, man. If you can hear me, clap 1 time. If you hear me, clap 2 times. If you sleep, don't clap at all. Everybody stop clapping. I said, if you sleep, don't clap at all. So everybody's supposed to be clapping. Hey, man, if your buddy next to you died, I don't want to call nobody out. My man right there to my right just woke up. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna call you out. But touch your brother next to you, man. Right now, you get some great words from these gentlemen. You're talking about people that have played the game at the highest level, high school, college, NFL. They're giving you nuggets. And like Coach said over there, man, it might just be one thing you get out of these 7 people. Just one thing can change my life. Y'all ain't hear that right there. That was a nugget we just dropped. Just one thing can change my life. Just one decision can change my life. I could have did everything right 99 times. And then at one time, I'm dead or in jail. You see how that one decision can change your life? You could have been an honor roll student, 4.0 student, great student, hang with your friends, make one bad decision. Just change your life, dead or in jail. So let's wake up, fellas. And if you see your boy sleep, I don't want to call him out, but in the next 2 minutes, I'm probably going to call somebody out. The head back, he got braids. I ain't going to lie, to my left. There we go. All right. Hey, so look, listen up to these fellas. I didn't know what I'm going to talk about. I ain't lying. I was asking Andy, what do we talk about? I still don't know really what I'm talking about. I'm kind of rambling, but I'm just going to go through my life experience, man. You know, growing up, you know, playing ball, I played with Coach Randall in the red hat right there. I watched his brother play at Southern University. Coach Randall was my quarterback at Glen Oaks High. Coming up, playing ball, Coach Gabe was a legend at Glen Oaks, you know, looking up to these guys. I saw that all in front of me. I saw these guys. They was right there. I could see them. So I wanted to do something special with my life, you know, playing football and everything. I'm 5'11", wasn't that fast, 4'7". So now I'm thinking to myself, hey man, I believe in myself. The will, I want to have will in my life. 2 wills, the will of God and my will, okay? All right, the will in my life. Well, hold up. I believe in everything I do, but every time I was playing, you know what I'm saying, well, he's a little short, he was a little slow. All right, who the biggest animal in the jungle? Everybody know that? We start giving school questions out here. The biggest animal in the jungle. We go with the elephant. Okay, who's the fastest elephant in the jungle? So I'm not the biggest and I'm not the fastest. But who's the king of the jungle? So every day I wake up, I had that mentality. I gotta be the lion. I'm not the biggest, I'm not the fastest, but the lion probably has the most will in the jungle. So every day I wake up, I know what I'm not, but I know what I can be because of my will. So going through high school, you know, wasn't the most talented coming up, wasn't the biggest, wasn't the fastest, but I believed in myself. I believe in will, and I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in God, you can accomplish anything in your life, okay? So I believe in the will. So we going through high school, you know. As a kid growing up, I always wanted to make it to the NFL. That was my goal, that was my dream. I had to have something to look forward to. All right, make it to the NFL. You know, that's what I want to do. Well, how am I gonna get there? Everybody say that, but how you gonna get there? Everybody say that, but everybody don't get there. So what you gotta do, you gotta do something special. You gotta do more than what everybody else can do, okay? It's the will. Every day you gotta wake up, you gotta have the will. I can't believe what nobody else say. I gotta believe in myself, and I gotta have the will to get to the next level. I gotta have the will in the classroom. Hey man, shoot, I wanna get to the next level. I gotta get to college, so make these A's. If I make the A's, make the B's. And I always had that one teacher though, I gotta get a C in that class, but that's neither here or there. But it's your will though, man. It's your will of what you wanna do, man, to get to the next level. I gotta do what I don't wanna do so I can do what I wanna do, if that makes any sense. All right, so pushing through high school, man. Coming through freshman and sophomore, you're just on the team, just out there, just trying to figure my thing out. They introduced Coach Randall as a quarterback. Next thing you know, career went skyrocket. Skyrocket, man. Had him as a quarterback, throwing me a lot of balls, you know what I'm saying? That helped out. I might have helped him out too, you know. Helped him to get to the next level. That was Grambling State University right there. All right. Didn't go to a Power 5. Wasn't big, wasn't fast, but I still had the will. That line was in. Wasn't big, wasn't fast. Not knocking. Power 5 is great. Go where you go. Swag is great. Wherever it is you go, you still got to go what? Produce. You still got to wake up every morning and have that will to go do what you want to do in life. Go to Grambling. Get there, 15 receivers on the depth chart. I'm number 15. I'm like, what? I just went from being number 1 to number 15. Don't worry about that. I'll be number 1 real soon. It was the will. You got to keep going with your will, man. Will. Circumstances don't determine you who you are. You determine what you do in your circumstances, all right? So we get to Grambling. I'm looking at all these big names, Doug Williams, Sammy White, all these big names and everything. You know what? I want to be mentioned with one of the greats up there. So how we going to do that? I will. I got to keep doing it. Even when your partner saying, hey man, let's go kick it and chill. Nah, man, I got to grind. Because I don't know what everybody else doing. My vision is to get to the next level. You know, go a couple seasons, kind of mediocre, sparing play, then all of a sudden it click. Junior year, every record fall. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm dominating. All right, good, man. Hey, I'm about to go to that league. I got one more year. Senior year come, bam, camp. Hurt my knee, tore my meniscus, PCL and everything. Had to have surgery. All right, y'all don't know it. It's hard to make it out of swag a lot of times, making it to the NFL. So I go into the senior year, have a good season. All right, good. Pro day come. Wide receivers. What's a good time for a wide receiver running 40? 4-4? 4-5, I coming out the swag, 4-7. Career over with. You're not gonna make it to the NFL. But the will, my will, and believing in God can cancel any word any man or any woman can say. Next thing you know, the draft was about 7 rounds. I get a call in the 6th round. Phone blow up, boom. Hey, Tramon does this coach such and such from the Tennessee Titans. Oh, I'm gone. Hey man, I'm just gonna let you know, we don't have no more draft picks. Why you calling me then? Why you calling me? Call me and say, look, but if you don't get picked up, we're gonna pick you up after the 7th round. So draft go by, get picked up after the 7th round, and once again, man, it was the will, my will, God's will, to help me get to that next level. So I just want to leave y'all with this one thought, man. No matter what you do in life, it don't have to be football. You can be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, coach, whatever. Find your will and keep going, and don't let no man, no woman tell you what you can do. Follow your dreams, man.
Come on. That's awesome. Come on. Thank you so much. I'm learning things all the time. I'm learning as a swag. I'm learning that it's the SWAC, absolutely. Hey, without further delay, I'm going to introduce our next guest speaker, Gabe. Gabe Northern is a former American football linebacker and defensive end who played for 5 seasons with the Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings. He served as defensive line coach at Prairie View AEM from 2011, 2012, and 2014, and in the same position at Grambling State from 2001 to 2003. I believe that Grambling State is part of that SWAC. I believe that's right. I believe that's right. Gabe was a standout at LSU and was drafted in the second round, 53rd overall pick. Wow, 53rd overall pick by the Buffalo Bills in 1996. As a rookie, he finished the year with 5 sacks and 19 tackles. Gabe is from Glen Oaks High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Everybody put your hands together. Let's introduce Gabe Northern.
So, just to be cordial and to not wake anyone up, I'm going to speak a little bit quiet because I don't want to bother nobody. So if you miss what I'm saying, that's on you. Don't wake nobody up. Let them go on sleep. But let me just tell you this, y'all. God has been good to me. And I know I had a lot of fun out there in practice today. I'm running around, I'm screaming, and I'm talking loud because I was in my element, and I ain't been in that element for 7 years. Had a lot of fun with y'all out there today, man. But the reason why I can be up here and be this quiet, not have to scream, not have to yell, is because I know what I represent just by walking. I know what I represent just by talking. I know that my God has been good to me. And it's my duty to show it. It's not really my duty to shout it. It's kind of like being on that field. We don't need to talk. Let's let the pads talk. I don't need to say nothing. Because, man, I just know I feel it. I feel it radiating. I got chill bumps right now. Because I get to talk to y'all about how good my God has been to me, even when I wasn't good to him. Even when I didn't listen. Even when I turned the other way. Even when I did wrong. When I knew it was wrong. He still was right there. He still was right there the whole time. And a lot of times, man, when we're playing the game, we really don't acknowledge the greatness of God. We like to make our play and we beat on our chest. Look at what I did. Look at what I did. And yeah, you did that. But man, what really just happened is you put it all together. You made your play and you showed the world, your teammates, your coaches, the people in the stands, the scouts, anybody who's watching, how great God is for that one play. If you want to be a better player, if you want to be a better man, think about it as one play at a time. God is so good, you can mess up on first down. He's still there with you on second down. Guess what? You can make some second down. He's still there with you on third down. And I can go on and on about the downs and all that. You get the punt, you got special teams and all that. That's still God. Every chance, everything that you do is a chance to glorify the goodness, the greatness of what has been bestowed upon you. Just like the game, you have a responsibility. You've been coached, you've been taught, you've learned, you're now ready. And it's not always the popular choice. And every every time you make your play. You don't have to point up to the sky. I know the Hall of Fame dude used to catch touchdowns. Every touchdown, he point up to the sky. Man, worst teammate ever had. I ain't gonna call his name, but y'all know him though. But I know this. I know that when I was at my worst, I called on the Lord. And he showed me something that most people don't get a chance to see. And I kind of don't really want to tell you about it, but I'm going to go on and tell you. Last year, about a little bit over a year ago, I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for about the whole month of November. Went in just to get a little fix up, get a little back surgery. Next thing you know, man, pus and blood was just spilling out of my back. So I had to go back. Got an infection. They fixed the infection. Wait, no, they didn't. They had to do it again. So I had 3 surgeries. I was in the hospital the whole month of November. On the last surgery, it's like the doctors, or the second to last surgery, the doctors was like, nah, just go on, cram it in. They crammed a tube down my throat and busted my esophagus. My lungs was filling up with blood, and I had pneumonia. So they moved me from my regular room down to the bottom, and down to the bottom, and then to the middle. They gave me a tube. I had to suck the blood out of my lungs I had to stick a long tube down in my throat to get the blood out of my lungs. Man, I knew it was my time, and I've been through so much pain. I asked God to take me. God, take me. I'm in the hospital. Everybody that I loved and came to see me, I'm ready, let's go. But God, if it's not my time, just give me a peek. And I just kept on saying that prayer. God, if it's not my time, just give me a peek. Just give me a peek. And y'all, he let me peek. And he sent me back to tell y'all that it's real. It's real, y'all. Heaven is real. God is real. And if you put him first in everything that you do, it's going to come to you. It might not be through football. It might be through something else. But y'all, God is real and he's with you.
Come on, he's real. He's real. He's real. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, we got our next speaker right here, second to last, needs no introduction at all. I just met him as soon as we came on the stage. I'm going to just give him the mic, and I'm going to let him drop the mic real quick. Hey, introducing PJ. Put your hands together.
First of all, guys, I've coached both of you guys this week. Coach Sprunk, if you don't know me. Coach Andy actually asked me to speak here about 35 minutes ago. I'm always a little apprehensive to talk about myself and my story because I'm not a me guy. But Coach Andy's one of my good friends, so anything that could help him out, I will. And also, my story is great, not because it involves me, but because it involves two of the greatest things in the world, and that's football and faith. Okay? This love affair I had with football started when I was 9 years old, man. I'll never forget, I get to rec ball. I'm a heavy kid. Couldn't tell by now, right? I'm a heavy kid. Get to the day of the game, and I'm 4 pounds overweight, 2.5 hours for the game. I'm 9 years old, man. My dad's pushing me. Hey, look, I'm not gonna make you do this if you don't want to do it. Blah blah blah. But now let's go ahead and do it. So I'm jogging around the field. There's a game before ours, and I'm jogging. It's 100 degrees outside, middle of August, and I'm running past the stands for a second. I remember a guy saying, "What is this kid doing? It's just football. It's just a game." And I stopped for a second, and I'll never do this as long as I live. I shook my head and I just kept going, I made weight to gain, ran my little touchdown. I was running back then, a lot skinnier. So, you know, found this love affair with football. Well, I got it licked now. I figured out how to do this thing, and I'm pretty good at the rec ball stuff, so I'm gonna be a great high school player. Well, I get to John Curtis High School, and for you guys who don't know, John Curtis is usually one of the top schools in the nation, in the state every year. I get there as an 8th grader. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go start as an 8th grader at John Curtis. Well, yeah, I found out real quick I was a small fish in a big old pond. Okay, so I'm playing with guys, Division I recruits every single day. Getting my head beat in as an 8th grader, 9th grader, my sophomore year. Played a little my junior year. Going to my senior year, I became a starter. I never forget. I was 5'7", starting with guys in the 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", but I just kept working, kept pushing, man. And state championship my senior year. Back then they would broadcast all the games and they'd play them back on local TV for a few months. And about a month later, I went and watched the game, and they're talking about all the Division I recruits. That year we had 14 Division I signees and 17 overall college signees on one team. And they started talking about all the Division I guys we had in our team, and then all the guys going to play college ball, and they were going through the line. They said, well, Philip Sprunk, he's a great little player, but probably done his career playing ball after high school. And for some reason that stuck with me, man, and it just felt like, all right, well, maybe I'm done, and I wanted to hang my head a little bit, but God wouldn't let me. He told me I wasn't done yet. So about a month later, I get a visit school from Coach Buck Buchanan from Louisiana College, and he said, Sprunk, look, we like you, we want you, but our offensive line coach not going to play you too small. I want you to come switch to D-line. So I'm thinking to myself, that's great, but if you're an offensive lineman, you already know you want to play D-line. We know that already, okay? Y'all know, don't act like you don't want to. All right? So yeah, he says, so I had a couple little small other places looking, but I just felt like it was the right place. I was guided to that place. So I get there, and I had to work. I had to push, man, do different things, get outside of my comfort zone to do things I need to do. I ended up being a 4-year letterman and a 3-year starter at Louisiana College. And I just felt like, and look, I tell you, I was blessed to have a lot of great coaches in my life. J.T. Curtis, and then my senior year at Louisiana College, I had Coach Dennis Dunn, who was at Advanced for many years now in North DeSoto. But at our senior meetings, he tells me, he's like, man, I know I don't know how you fish with football or not, but I really feel like you're felt to lead. I feel like in my heart you're going to be a leader one day. Now keep in mind, I'm a 20-year-old, 21-year-old college student. The last thing in my mind is leading anything. Okay, I'm trying to get the degree and probably go off and do things I'm not supposed to be doing. All right. So, I graduated with a business degree. At this time, you guys don't know about this, but we had to put our highlight tapes on VHS tapes. That's how old I am, all right? We had to record a tape from the game film, put it on VHS, send it off to coaches. You had to use your own posts, all that stuff. So I get a phone call for a tryout in Odessa, Texas. Anybody seen the movie Friday Night Lights? And that's where Odessa, Texas is, all right? And just like you see in the movie, there's an oil well, a stadium, a gas station, a Walmart. That's it, all right? That's it. So I go off for the tryout. I get signed to a contract in the Arena League. Okay, so keep in mind now, I'm a 5'7" kid coming on the playground, get to play on one of the top teams in the nation, get to go to college, play for 4 years, 3-year starter. Now I'm signing a professional contract. That wasn't me, that was God. Okay, because He wasn't done with me yet. Now I had to work for everything I had, because if you just wish for it, it's not going to happen. So I go there, I play a year in the Arena League, out with Odessa in the IFL. I have an injury, my football career is done. Okay, I'm devastated. I have no idea what I'm going to do. About a week later, I get a phone call from a college teammate asking if I'm interested in going to coaching. Now, again, I told you I had a business degree. I had no idea I wanted to go into coaching. It wasn't really my call. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I said, I'll sit down and talk to God. We sat down for 5 minutes, and right then and there, I knew what God wanted me to do. It didn't matter what I wanted to do. I knew what God wanted me to do. That was to be a coach. I started my coaching career back in 2009. I was at Riverside Academy having a blast, man, learning from other coaches. I was a defensive line coach. Well, again, tragedy hit me. The school was merged with another school, and they had massive layoffs. 41 teachers, they laid off 32 of them. Of course, I was one of the last ones hired, so I was the first one to go. So keep in mind, I just bought a house, all right? I'm paying off a little bit of college loans I have left, and I just got fired, okay? I'm 23 years old and have no idea what I'm going to do. I went through 2 years of struggling, having to, at this point, a lot of people college grads. It was hard to find jobs. And so I had to quit football, go back to the business field. Finally, after 2 years, I worked at FedEx for, doing different things and trying to make side jobs, hustling, man, whatever I had to make money. I had my first kid, right? I had a kid, 24 years old, I didn't have a job, right? So I kept hustling, kept going through it. Again, finally get back into the business world. I had my second kid. And then my third kid. So finally, I got to move along, right? So I own my own business. I do well with it, man, but I'm miserable. Inside, I am dying. So I get a phone call to go back into coaching. I did it along with my business and all. After a couple of years, I knew this is what I want to do full time, so I went back into teaching, right? Well, a few years later, Kid Discovery, get a phone call from them. We sit down for an interview. I got hired my first head coaching job. Okay. And why I'm telling you this whole story is this, man. Football can change your life. I'm a living testament of it. It doesn't matter if you want to be a professional football player, but it can change your life as a husband, as a father, and everything else you want to do. I get to wake up every single day and do something I love. I get paid to support my family and do something I love. And it can change your life in different directions too, whatever you want to do. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach BJ. Faith and football can change your life and change it forever in a positive way. Well, the last of the seven, last but not least, we've got Corey Webster. Corey Webster is a former football player, cornerback, who played for the New York Giants. He was drafted by the Giants in the second round of the 2005 NFL Draft, and later won 2 Super Bowls with that team, both over at the New England Patriots. He played college for Louisiana State University. In 9 NFL seasons, Corey totaled to 375 tackles, 20 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, 1 defensive touchdown. He is a college national champion and a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Everybody put your hands up together one more time for Corey Webster.
Great day. Hope all is super great and getting better. I know everybody will sleep a little bit, but let's just go over because this is hard acts to follow right here, right? But everybody started and finished with God, and my story is no different. None of that could be accomplished without God. Marcus talked about change. Eric talked about the village. Know your group of people around you. All those people around you that support you, helping you. It doesn't get any better than that. Thank them. CJ talked about, Mr. CJ, success. Rep where you're from. Tramon, Will, one decision can change your life. That's true. You know what I mean? And one bad decision or good decision can change your life. Gabe, the greatness of God. Mr. PJ, faith and family. So that's where it starts and stops at. Faith and family. So I'm not going to tell you nothing different. Everything starts with God, end with God. Let's talk about sacrificing, because it's going to take some sacrifice to get wherever it is that you're trying to go. What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up a little sleep? Are you willing to give up, maybe some phone time? Are you willing to give up, not go to that party to study an extra hour or 2, or to get an extra rep or 2 in 2 days? It's going to take some sacrificing. Anything that you got going on, whether it's football or sports, and everything that everybody talked about up here. The thing about sports and the beauty about it, you can carry these same lessons in life, in sports, in basketball, in the work world. Hang on to them. These are very vital and important messages. Don't miss them. All of these guys have sat in the seat that you're sitting in right now. Soak up, be a sponge, absorb all these words, let it sink in, sleeping or not sleeping. Tap them, bump them. Don't let them miss this. Be an ultimate teammate. Scottie Pippen, don't let them miss this. Bump them. These are great messages that's being given. Guys are, proud. They're pouring out their hearts. They're telling you real stories. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. There's nowhere else you can go get that type of information. So what are you willing to give up? How great do you want to be? What are you willing to sacrifice? Discipline. Discipline is doing something that you do not want to do with a smile on your face. Nobody want to be in here right now after 2 practices, being up at 7 in the morning, running on the field, having coaches on you, but I get it. We all been there, so we don't feel sorry for you. Just being honest, transparent. I done sat there. Whoever's up won't get it. If not, that's on you. That's the choice that you made. We're all going to be products of the choices that we made. So be disciplined with those choices that you made, and make sure that you are deposited in the asset category, not being a liability to yourself. Asset versus liability. talk about financial literacy a little bit. You know people around you that are assets, people that bring value to you, right? At the same type of assets you want when it comes with your money. You want assets that appreciate, bring value, right? You don't want liabilities. So the same thing with people. So if you have people around you that's the energy thieves, taking away your energy, always being negative, you may need to change that circle that you're around. Be around more assets, people that's doing like-minded things that you want to do, people that may be doing a little better than you so you can step your game up and be encouraged. And then you can take that with your money as well, making sure that you are looking for the assets and not the things that will lose value and depreciate. Let me see if we can go a little deeper into financial literacy. I don't know if any of you guys are in the stock market or anything like that or invested in any products, but you guys know the stock market better than anybody else because you guys are the sole people that supports it. How many people have Apple iPhones in here? You know the stock market. Don't buy the next one. Instead of getting the next one, tell somebody to buy you that stock. How many people got Nike sneakers on? Don't get the next pair. Tell them to buy you stock. So it makes sense that when you do buy the next sneaker, that you own a little bit of that sneaker. So you know stock. Don't let nobody tell you don't know it, all right? I don't care how old you are, how young you are, you know it. You know TikTok, you know social media, buy the stock in TikTok social media. You know it more than all of the people on the stage know it's going to be popular. Tell mom, I think we need to put some money, dad, in Facebook. They just bought Instagram. They're going to be this, that, and the third. You know it. So don't let nobody tell you you don't know it anymore. Or don't tell yourself, man, I don't know nothing about the stock market. You do. All those logos, those products you have on, instead of buying those products, invest in those products. Forget about that money and watch that, again, like an asset, appreciate it. Coach, I ain't got 7 minutes. I just wanted to follow up this great group of men right here, man. We could go all day doing this, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to keep you for 7 minutes. I'm going to let you get a minute to rest later on, and you can thank me for that later. So I wish all y'all guys, man, tremendous luck. Blessings to your family for allowing you to be here. Y'all make sure y'all thank them. Thank the coaches and everybody that put this together. And y'all have a great weekend and hold yourselves strong.
Hey, put it up for cool election. Absolutely. With time left to spare. With time left to spare. Again, I want to thank actually a couple of people here tonight. I want to thank Scott Stacy, working for the City of Orange Beach, my director, the Sports Blitz director, working with Andy, putting this whole thing on. I want to thank Matt Carroll, who's working behind the scenes with the City of Orange Beach, making the lights, the sound, the music, and all this kind of take place for us. Andy, and so many of these guys did. I want to thank you for letting me be a part of this. I feel like I just put a good workout in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I just put a good run in. I got my notes. I got my golden nuggets. I hope you do too. Tonight was worth it for me. Was tonight worth it for you? Come on, thank you guys so much. Andy, you got a mic? Close this out, Andy.
Let's give these guys one big round of applause. Guys, I want to thank you from all my heart for being up here to do this. I know that some of you guys, don't like talking about yourself, your successes, your stories. I want to thank you guys because somebody out there got it. I mean, what is a word? Does it mean anything? A word creates a thought. A thought creates a process. A process creates an action. And action creates that dash. You guys know what that dash is? Eric mentioned it. Date you're born, date you die, and that dash. Guys, these guys got up to something out here that touched my heart. It's a wonderful thing. Give these guys a little round of applause. All right, so I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank all the parents. I want want to thank all the players. I can't stop without thanking the FCA for providing lunch for the players today, Coca-Cola for providing all the beverages for the players, and I want to thank Ultimate Apparel for providing the uniforms for these guys to wear tomorrow. The game will be played the junior high game will be played at 3 p.m. A 3 p.m. kickoff tomorrow at Orange Beach Sportsplex. The senior game will be kicking off at 6 p.m. John, I want to thank you so much, man. The city of Orange Beach here has been nothing but but a blessing. Tony, your guys' mayor, has been nothing but awesome to work with. Scott, I mean, everybody here has been a blessing. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. So tickets can be purchased. You get pre-sale tickets tonight. Still for $15. You can get them through our website, GridironFootballUSA.com. They can be purchased tonight. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here, and I want to see you guys play tomorrow.